चट्टोपाध्याय कट्ट्यावर आल्यात. आपण गप्पांना पुन्हा सुरुवात करूया.
खरं तर तुमच्या दोघांकडनंही मला जाणून घ्यायचं आहे की जेव्हा तुम्ही शिकत होतात, विद्यार्थी दशेत होतात, तेव्हा तुमचे काही आदर्श असतील या क्षेत्रातले. त्यांना ते कोण होते, त्यांना तुम्हाला भेटायला मिळालं का? आणि म्हणजे तुमचा जो शिक्षणापासून शास्त्रज्ञ होण्यापर्यंतचा प्रवास होता तो कसा होता? मार्गदर्शन कोणाकोणाचं मिळालं?
सो मार्गदर्शन म्हटलं तर मी खूप जणांकडनं शिकले. म्हणजे आमच्या शेजारी आजोबा राहायचे, त्यांच्याकडनं पण मी शिकायची. म्हणजे ते ॲक्च्युली शिक्षक होते किंवा ते रिटायर झालेले होते, त्यांची शेती होती, पण ते जनरल शेताच्या गोष्टी सांगायच्या. मग त्याच्यातनं जे काय शिकता येईल म्हणजे ऐकत राहायची. शिक्षण म्हणण्यापेक्षा ऐकत राहायची. लहानपणी मला आई दरवर्षी वसंत व्याख्यान मला पुण्यात व्हायची. त्याला म्हणजे एरवी आमच्याकडे वर्षभर दुष्काळ असायचा गोष्टींचा. तर आई सगळे पैसे जमा करायची की ते तिकीट काढण्याकरता. मग आम्ही सगळ्यात स्वस्त खालती मातीत बसायचो. SP कॉलेजच्या टिळक स्मारक मंदिराच्या तिथं ते व्हायचे. तिथं एके वर्षी जयंत नारळीकर आले होते बोल. आणि काहीही कळत नसताना तेव्हा मी आईला सांगत होते की मला ना ह्यांच्याकडनं शिकायचंय. पण म्हणजे दुर्दैव असं की आईने माझ्या बघितलं नाही की मी ॲक्च्युली त्यांची विद्यार्थिनी झालेली होते. सो तो एक म्हणजे अविस्मरणीय अनुभव आहे माझ्या जीवनात.
What about your teachers and your journey?
So, I grew up. We are actually 6 brothers and sisters. I grew up in one room home. We did not get 2 meals a day. We come very poor family, and sometimes actually we used to go to bed hungry. And as a kid, when you go to bed hungry, you cannot fall asleep. And so at that time, staying awake because of hunger, I used to dream big. One good thing about dream is that it doesn't cost anything to dream. So, and I used to dream all these big things, that I'm a big scientist somewhere, I'm studying at big universities, and all those stuff used to be, used to come. And role play, you can think about, used to do that. And
but you were dreaming that time also of becoming scientist, not doctor or engineer.
No, yeah, exactly, because there was science was very interesting to me. And how it came about again is that, of course, we were so poor that we could not have newspaper at our home, but we used to live near a very club called Navagram Sevak Sangho, and they used to have 2 newspapers coming there every day. Early in the morning they used to drop. My brother, who is younger, 1 year younger than I am, we used to wait early in the morning, wake up. And the moment that those 2 newspapers used to come, one of them was Anandabajar Putrika. It's important because ABP stands for Anandabajar Putrika. That is Bengali Anandabajar Putrika, and the Statesman in English. This used to come. We used to run there and read from first page to last page, even including the advertisements in the newspaper. I still remember some of those advertisements. So we used to read that, and there we used to see some of these science stories. I actually read once that Jayant Narlikar came to Calcutta and gave a lecture. So I still remember vividly. So from there I used to think about that, okay, can I be like him? Can I be like this, this science? So there was, what is science actually, to be honest? Science is, we are trying to figure out how things work. Like, what is the truth behind it? How it works. That is what science. In that way, all of us are scientists. When you are cooking in your kitchen, you are trying to figure out how to make it better, right? Taste-wise, you are culinary scientist. So I call all of us are scientists. So that's what I used to try to figure out, how all these things work. So that's why I had a lot of interest in science. And then because when I was studying, I got some scholarship, but I wanted to study physics, but went for engineering, because engineering you have a chance of getting a job, but that being the bonnet was still there. So I somehow landed in TIFR with Govind Swarup and all. Then I realized that I don't have enough education, formal education really. So then I applied for higher studies. I landed up in the US and I went to Caltech, California Institute of Technology. That's where I did my PhD from. An interesting story about that Caltech and your question as well, that I was in electrical engineering department doing my PhD, but my office, my PhD thesis advisor was in the physics department. So I used to sit in the physics department. And every winter in the physics department, my next door neighbor used to be Stephen Hawking. The legendary Stephen Hawking used to sit there. So I used to go and talk to him, and then I used to actually pinch myself and think that am I still dreaming those childhood dreams or is reality? So that's how I came, Caltech is an amazing environment because Caltech produced 47 Nobel laureates. So you're walking on the corridor, if you see someone, I used to go for coffee every day with someone, and then one day he didn't show up, and next day we realized that he got the Nobel Prize in Physics. David Politzer, his name. So this is the kind of environment, that's how the science interest was there from the beginning. And then when I was actually finishing up my PhD, then one day I got a call from NASA saying that they know about my work and if I'm interested in working at NASA. So luckily at that time they didn't have video phone, otherwise they say I'm jumping up and down. So that's how all these things. And talking about my idol is my mom, actually, my आई.
तो जो म्हणजे त्यांच्याकडून ऐकण्यापेक्षा तुमच्याकडून की जेव्हा